So Much to Say by the Dave Matthews Band is going to be played out of a riff coming out of the 6th string 5th fret that you will get to beginning by starting your 2nd finger on the 6th string 3rd fret and sliding up to the 5th fret. Once you slide up to the 5th fret of the 6th string, you'll then use your pinky finger, or sometimes I really use my ring and pinky finger, but I think that Dave Matthews just uses pinky, to lay your fingers down on strings 3, 2, and 1, also on the 5th fret. So you've got string 6 fretted on the 5th fret, and then strings 3, 2, and 1 also fretted on the 5th fret. So you'll slide up to that note, and then you'll attack with your pick down where you've laid your first, or your pinky finger down. The second movement is to use your first finger, which you've not fretted anything with, so you need to have it ready to go on the 2nd string 4th fret. Whenever you put it there, you'll strike it and you'll slide up. So you're hitting it, your 3rd string on the 4th fret with your first finger, and then sliding up to the 6th fret. Once you slide up to it there, your next move is to use your 2nd finger and put it down on the 4th string, 7th fret. To finish out this phrase, you'll hear Dave Matthews hit the open 6th string and then use his ring finger to put it down on the 6th string 8th fret and slide back down just kind of to nowhere before using his 2nd finger to catch back on the 6th string 3rd fret to pull back up and repeat the cycle over again. And so that's coming together like this. One of the difficult things about this riff is the count that is happening on. So I'm going to break this down into chunks so that you can see exactly where some of these hits are happening in a standard kind of 4-count measure. The first 2 beats are going to be happening on 1 and 2. So let me count that out for you so that you can hear that and this in a count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you may want to just practice that for a while so that you can get that feel. The next thing that's going to be happening, that 1 and 2 and the slide with your first finger on the 3rd string from the 4th fret to the 6th fret is going to be happening on the and of 2. So let's listen to the first strike and then the slide happening on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So putting that together, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3. So the next move with your 2nd finger on the 4th string 7th fret is happening on the 3. So let's listen to that real quick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The last little run, that part, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's happening, the last little part, the hit with the open 6 fret with your ring finger to the 8th fret and slide down is happening on 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's and 4 is and 4. So listen to that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 practicing that way with counting and isolating the counts and isolating the different little parts and playing them all in relation to the one, I think will really help you grasp this song much better than you otherwise would if you just tried to play this riff all at once. As we enter the verse of So Much to Say, we get an added quirkiness that happens in how the F chord, the D minor, and the G chord get played. So coming out of the main riff, we then will move to the 6th string 1st fret with our 1st finger. Our 2nd finger, and this is going to be a stretchy chord, our 2nd finger will go to the 5th string 3rd fret, and then our pinky finger will go to the 4th string 5th fret. Those 3 notes get struck, 6, 5, 4. Then after that, you're going to use your ring finger, which is not fretting anything, to grab the 6th string, really kind of anywhere, because the point of where you grab it is not the note, but you will grab it somewhere with your ring finger. You'll kind of slap that note, whatever it is, with your pick, and the purpose of it is to immediately slide up to, with your ring finger, the 6th string 10th fret, and it will come together like. Whenever you get up to the 10th fret with your ring finger, you'll then immediately take your pinky finger and lay it down on the 3rd string 10th fret as well, and your 1st finger, another stretchy chord, will go on the 4th string 7th fret, and that's the chord that you get. You're playing string 6, string 4, and string 3. String 5 should be muted by how you're laying your ring finger. So let's listen to that real quick. And let's count it to hear where it's coming. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so moving to the F is coming on the and of 3 once you get into singing or playing the verse. Listen one more time out of the main riff. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then whenever we get to the G, there's one more chord in the verse after this D minor. You're going to go back to the same shape as the F, except for this time it's going to be starting on the 6th string 3rd fret. You'll put your 1st finger on the 6th string 3rd fret, 2nd finger on the 5th string 5th fret, pinky finger on the 4th string 7th fret. And you will strike those strings 6 independently, 6, 5, and 4 before going back into the main riff. So letting you hear one last time the counts of these verses where they change. I'm going to count without playing the main riff and just hit the parts of the verses. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Whenever we get to the chorus of this song, it's going to be relatively standard chords. The first one is going to be an A. I've got my 1st finger on the 6th string 5th fret. I've got my ring finger on the 5th string 7th fret. I've got my pinky finger on the 4th string 7th fret. And then I've got my 2nd finger on the 3rd string 6th fret. So I've got an A major chord. And then I'm not even fretting strings 2 and 1. I'm allowing them to remain muted by just not depressing and barring completely with my 1st finger. That's an A. Now in this chord, sometimes Dave Matthews might not actually even put his 2nd finger down, and in that, 2nd finger down, he might not always put his 2nd finger down, in which case you would just focus on strings 6, 5, and 3. But if your 2nd finger does go down on or 6, 5, and 4, but if your 2nd finger does go down on the 3rd string, 6th fret, then you would focus on strings 6 through 3. So it's going to be an A chord up to, take this shape and run it up to the 10th fret, becomes a D chord. So first finger on the 6th string 10, ring finger on the 5th string 12, pinky finger on the 4th string 12, and then second finger on the 3 string 11 if you're wanting to go from 6 to 3. Or if you just want to go 6, 5, 4, you can leave your second finger up and just don't be hitting any of those strings after 4. Make sure that they're muted out. So we've got A to D. The next one is going to be a G. I'm sliding from here all the way down to the 3rd fret. First finger on the 6th string 3rd fret, ring finger on the 5th string 5th fret, pinky finger on the 4th string 5th fret. Same deal with your second finger. It may go down sometimes on the 3rd string 4th fret. It may not go down, in which case you would want strings 3 through 1 just muted. And that is going to be the chorus. In the strumming, the strumming pattern is, so I'm accenting a down, and I'm accenting an up, and I'm accenting a down. Or actually, I'm accenting 2 downs and 2 ups. Listen to it real slow. Let me amend that one more time. I'm accenting 3 downs and 2 ups. So down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And what you can see Dave Matthews doing is with those accents, he's basically depressing the strings for the accents, and then in the non-accented parts, he kind of will lift his fingers up slightly to release some of the tension from the strings, and you get that feel, and you can really see it probably better than you can hear it if you're watching play, but kind of a like that happening with hammer-ons and lifting and depressing with your left hand. And that was a really exaggerated version of it. It's not quite that exaggerated, but you should be able to feel and hear as you're playing a need to slightly lift up and depress in rhythm with what your right hand is doing to get the full effect of hopefully that will give you an idea of how to approach the song So Much to Say by Dave Matthews Band.